Hello, welcome to the Silver Log. It is the 26th of April, 2011. We'll start this off with a comparison with the rallies starting back in 79, as well as the one in 2010. Now, as I was stating last week that this big move for it to match within this chart on the exact same date would be Wednesday. Now, I was presuming and assuming that the LBMA would have had a close on Monday, and I don't know why it didn't. So therefore, it's Thursday. Regardless of the fact, it's pretty obvious that the best that this comparison is doing is that of a rhyme rather than a comparison. I think what would be very interesting is even if it doesn't have the big moves and really trades within this range of 200% gains from the breakout rally of 17 and three quarters down to the 150% and even 175%, then it would most definitely be a comparison. But it can obviously trade above or below it and still compare. After all, for pretty much the entire time, or at least since this breakout period in here, it has done better to start it off than it did back in 79. In order to keep doing better, we need to see some major gains soon. Now on Wednesday, the Federal Reserve is speaking. I think it's 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That will surge. Yes, surge the volatility that we are already seeing. We're seeing some magnificent large moves. It depends on your side of the fence on whether it's magnificent or not. But regardless of the fact, it's been pretty big. You look at the size of these candles from the middle part of April compared to now the latter part of April. Much larger size moves, many 1% hours, 2-3% hours. It's just the way it's been going, I guess. This trend line has been broken. That's no surprise. But when you break a trend line of that, you're just assuming that you're going to make a lower high and put a trend line at some degree. The 5-day moving average, nice little support, support again. A lot of warning signs breaking below it because it's also mixing in with this Fibonacci level, which was support. It's been riding around this support area. Don't know yet if this is going to be support or resistance. It's definitely going to be one or the other. If it finds this little support area, breaks through, then it obviously some areas for resistance. I think Fibonacci would be the easiest way to calculate that. You got this little or support level in here, and then this previous resistance roughly down below there. But if you break below this level, break below the 5-day moving average should start to flatten out. Next significant support is roughly a little bit below $44 an ounce, which also coincides with this previous level of resistance. Moving on to the volatility, that it's going crazy, to say the least. I said yesterday we're setting the bar, and I really truly believe that, which can even get more scary, I guess. And how high this bar will be set, we don't know right now, but volatility should either mean a intermediate term top or that of explosive moves. Still unclear which one that it's going to be. This is the daily chart. Daily chart, this trend line obviously is holding in pretty well. Some other trend lines of note, there's this one in here. It's also holding in fairly well. Nothing has broken down or nothing has been done to destroy this trend line, at least as of yet. On the weekly chart, let's just put this into perspective here. Look at these green candles, at least starting in here, but you can even go back in here. 3, 4, 5, 6. This little group had 7 straight weeks up in a row, and we just completed 5 straight weeks. So we could still have an up week right now. 12 of the last 13 weeks have been bullish. We could still make it 13 out of 14. It might be 12 out of 14. Still not too sure yet, but obviously it's in a nice little uptrend, and there's bound to be sell-offs. And when I say that, if it's an intermediate term top, it could very easily be likely that we come down and we test the bottom end of this trend line. That doesn't mean that's necessarily going to happen. Just because we're in an uptrend, it wouldn't be a surprise. At the same point, we can see how this resistance line, it did break through. That's what the trend was. All of last week was breaking resistance lines to the upside on so many different time frames. So if this area does hold, then this gives us emphasis for that volatility to possibly be that for a nice breakout move towards the upside. But like I said, again, it's not a surprise if we were to come back down and test support at this level. Thank you for watching this and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.